The debate about press freedom is continuing after those AFP raids on the home of News Corp journalist Annika Smethurst and also at the ABC yesterday. Charlotte Mortlock is at the ABC's Ultimo headquarters. Charlotte, what's the latest on this debate?
Yeah, good afternoon. Well, Shadow Attorney-General Mark Dreyfus has said that it was the government, in fact, who referred these matters to the AFP in the first place. Now, that directly contradicts what Prime Minister Scott Morrison said this morning when he spoke from the UK, saying that he had no idea these raids were even taking place.
The way that our laws are enforced and upheld is by the actions of independent law enforcement agencies acting in accordance with the statutes that govern them. That's what happens in democracies. And that's what is happening in Australia.
Do you believe that prepared to change those laws?
Well, I've already commented on I'm open to having discussions about concerns that are being raised, and we would consider that.
So Labor has requested a briefing to see whether a Senate inquiry is possible. These raids have now been condemned across the world, with many publications coming out and saying that this is a government attack on media freedom. The New York Times going so far to say that they think Australia could be the most secretive democracy in the world. Shadow Attorney-General Mark Dreyfus saying this morning that he says Scott Morrison doesn't believe in the freedom of press.
This government has got some explaining to do. Mr Morrison can't hide behind Mr Dutton, who's in a cowardly way hiding behind the police. What has to happen is that they both, Mr Morrison and Mr Dutton, need to stand up and explain to Australians why some of the freedoms that our forefathers fought for on D-Day 75 years ago, just to remind people, are being threatened.
The two raids in 24 hours targeted the ABC and News Corp. The Australian reported that further raids were planned for today, but they have been put on hold.
Thank you, Charlotte.